I'm Enrique Cerna. Welcome to City Stream from Seattle's Japantown neighborhood.
Enrique is a great student of storytelling and journalism. He is a consummate professional. He approaches everything he does to do the best he can. And I think he really tries to make that bridge between the audiences and the subjects he's interviewing or the topics he's discussing or telling a story about.
It's important to be able to tell the stories of people of color, that whose voices that need to be heard. I'm Enrique Cerna, 2022 Murrow Hall of Achievement. I was born in Yakima in central Washington. I am the youngest of a Mexican family that my parents immigrated to the United States in 1946. When I was a little kid, we had this big console radio, and my father, who was a farmer, would got awful early in the morning. He'd turn that thing on, and I remember the CBS World News Roundup with Dallas Townsend and all the reporters that they would talk to around the country, or around the world actually. I didn't see people like me growing up doing broadcasting or broadcast journalism. And I thought in the back of my mind, why not? Why not me? Why can't I do that? And why can't I have people that look like me be on the air reporting big stories? When I got to WSU, I struggled. I had some real, issues about being a farm kid and adjusting to a big university and all of these things. I had some real challenges there. But when I got into my first Communications 101 class, I knew I had found the spot, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do. One of the things that I got to do when I was at KCTS that really was kind of a highlight in my career was to do an hour documentary about Latinos in Washington State.
In 1946, my parents, Serafin and Josefa Cerna, along with my oldest
It's called
sister,
Latinos, the Changing Face of Washington, where I had an opportunity to look at my family's arrival into Washington State and how they established themselves as immigrants, and how also Latinos in this state, the largest ethnic group, we've made such, as people of color, we bring something to the table. And we're valuable. We're part of this country. We are just as much a part of the fabric of this country as anybody else, but our voices still struggle to be heard. So that was one thing that I was going to set out to do, to try to change if I could in my way. And through the years and the various positions I had, I made it a priority that, in what I was covering or who I was talking to, that there was going to be diversity in the voices. And it was important for people to understand that, because that's America.
Enrique has made his home in Seattle, and over the years, he's become well known in all communities. And I think what he does is he makes it a point to pay back always. You have to give back because you've got all this knowledge and you can't take it to the grave with you, right? So you try to share it with people that will appreciate it. What I've learned about Enrique is that he is who he is, but he's passionate about everything he does and in life. And I think as a communicator, he's an excellent, excellent voice for marginalized communities, and he's open to share his experiences.
I never expected that, number one, that I'd go to college. I never expected that I'd go to WSU. When I got there, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it through. And I've managed to accomplish those things. And today in my life at this time, with this honor, which means tremendous amount of appreciation for me. I'm kind of blown away by it. But also to be a regent for this school I just never imagined it. So for those young people of color out there that, wonder, is WSU a good place for you or whatever, look at me. think about that. And if I am this brown face that can motivate you to think about going to school at WSU or, seeking a career in broadcast journalism, that would be great.
I just want to congratulate you, Enrique, on being who you are, and this is a great honor, and I'm happy that you've been my bro for over 45 years.
Bruce?
President Schultz says he wanted that music to follow him everywhere. I think I'd like that too. Well, wow, thank you for this wonderful honor. Like I said, I'm blown away. It means a great deal to me. As I mentioned, when I came here in the fall of 1971, it was overwhelming. I encountered a few challenges along the way. I often wondered if I should be here, if I was going to be able to make it through. What I had going for me was a loving and supportive family, and I also had ganas. Now, in Spanish, ganas means desire, and my desire was to become a reporter. And fortunately, I came to the right place, because it was here at WSU, in what was then the communication department at the Murrow building, that I received the support of some wonderful people. People like my professor and also my advisor, Val Lindbergh. Some of you may remember him. Yeah, Val, the sweetest man you ever could meet. I also had help from a guy named Don Wells, the chair of the department during my time here, who helped me land a fellowship in New York City. And for a little Chicano kid from the lower Yakima Valley, it was an eye-opening experience, I'll tell you that much. But it helped me really open my eyes about the world, and also to get some experience that I just really needed. I also had help from a fellow named Bert Harrison. Now, Bert goes way back at WSU. He was the station manager of KWSU Radio. He was a chain smoker. He was a curmudgeon. He could curse like something else. Fortunately, Bert liked me, and he helped me land my first job in Seattle through his Cougar connection. And let me tell you, students, the Cougar connection is big. And the Cougar connection is something, when you graduate from here, you're always a Coug, but it is so strong. And as you go through your career and employment, Cougs will help you out, and they helped me out. And so Bert helped me land my first job through one of his former students, and I landed, I think, 2 other jobs because of the Coug connection. Now today I'm a WSU Regent, and by the way, I want to acknowledge my fellow Regent, Jeanette Ramos, that is here, and Marty Dickinson. I saw her earlier. I don't know if she's here, but if you're here, Marty, hi. And also President Schultz, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I recently was asked, what are your priorities as a regent? And I responded very quickly to that. Diversity, equity, inclusion, especially for those who are underserved, from communities that are underserved, people that were like me, that came to this school just hoping for an opportunity to display their ganas, their desire. And Coach Dickert, take that to your team. Desire, ganas. Because if you have that, and if you have that desire, you could accomplish so much. And I want that for every student that comes to WSU, and especially for those young students of color who just want to be able to just show their ganas and have that opportunity to succeed and make this place a better world. So I'll leave you with this. Vamos Cougs, which means go Cougs.